CTV's Angie Seth is in Toronto's Greek town today covering this story for us. And Angie, tell us what's happening where you are right now.
Well, good afternoon to you, Jen. And this is the area where a memorial is going to be taking place later on this evening. And we've been seeing people coming by, paying their respects, leaving flowers, leaving candles. We're by a tree right here, right now, as we're referring to as Reese's tree. And joining me here, Jen, is Franca Matarozzo. She lives in the area, and you were here that night. You witnessed what happened here. Talk to me about that evening.
Well, we were actually in our home. We're just the second door up, and we heard the shots, and it was very clear that they were bullet shots. And we thought that it was actually in our backyard because in July all our windows were open. So we ran through the house and shut our windows and lights and blinds. And then I went up to my bedroom bay window to look out, and I could just see a lot of chaos, people running frantically. My husband and I then came out the front door and took a few steps onto this area. We saw 5 people strewn around this fountain on the ground, shot. We saw 2 gentlemen in that area. We saw 2 young women over to my right. I believe those young women were Reese's girlfriends. I believe that they were crossing the street. Reese was laying here, and my neighbors were already with her. My neighbor Linda was cradling her head and shoulders and was speaking beautifully without stop. Just giving her lots of words of love and encouragement. Clay took his shirt off and was pressing on her wounds. Other neighbors were trying to do chest compressions, and she was fighting for her life, and she passed in this very spot. And she lay here for quite a while after EMS came and they told us to go in the home because we didn't know yet what was happening. So this is very, very special to all of us because this is where she struggled bravely and this is where she passed.
And you have been maintaining this area for her in her memory over the past year. And we saw you earlier coming here, putting these flowers and candles, and you've been coming back and forth. But there's something significant that you say that you've done with this tree every time you walk by it, you touch it.
Well, I pass on my way home, so every day I do touch it before I go home.
How have you been dealing with this over the past year?
I think it was hard the first week. I stayed home. Winter perhaps made it easier, but with the July, just the advent of the month of July has really surprised me. It has really surprised me. I do want to know that her family, I'm not maintaining this alone. Her loved ones and girlfriends put that sign up. And for the longest time, there were beautiful photos that her loved ones had posted all along the tree. So I wasn't maintaining it alone.
Yeah. No, obviously with the family there, and we certainly appreciate your time today. And also just here, as it's written here, we'll get Chris to zoom in on here. Forever in our hearts, Reese. I think everybody should like everybody, and that's her message there.
On the back. That is actually on the back of her memorial card. So most definitely that holds a lot of meaning for her family. Likely a great reflection of the beautiful young woman that she was. Yeah.
Franca, we really appreciate your time.
Okay,
thank you for this.
Thank you,
so Jen, as you can see there, a very emotional day. It is going to be a very emotional time for everybody. But of course, people wanting to come together to honor Reese. We also know honors are going to be put forward for Juliana Kositz as well, that the 10-year-old who died and those that were injured. This area we anticipate will be quite filled up by the end, but by the time this memorial is going to begin. And of course, we'll be here bringing that all of that to you live.
Yeah.
Jen, back to you.
So heartbreaking, Angie, and so eloquently spoken by your guest there, who obviously was one who stopped by, as so many did, to try and help. Amazing. Amazing. All right, Angie, thank you.